Hello guys, Michael Wolf here. I'm in my shop, Wolf Customs, and today I wanted to do a video on my 57 Chevy, the Radical Custom. I posted a video a couple days ago, and I want to thank you guys out there on YouTube for watching my video. It's only been on a couple days, and I think I have almost 8,500 views. So I want to give a shout out to you guys who watched that, and I really appreciate you. All those views help me build my channel, which helps me get more sponsors for my work. And that's pretty important for me because I'm just a one-woman show. And as with everybody, I'm sure on the planet Earth right now, money is tight. It's just not growing on trees anymore. So you watching my videos helps me. And I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now, I want to do some short videos coming up, and in the next few weeks, just kind of highlight a few areas of the build and try to keep them at a minimum so I can make reels out of them. So I want to show off the hood in more detail, and I'm going to swing the camera around now. Okay, so on the outside of it, what you see as far as my alterations of it is probably the most noticeable thing. The treatment I did on the bullets. I removed those bullets, and then I angled back that opening, and then this is before I had a burn table, but I had a friend that had a burn table, and he cut out some elliptical shapes for me, and they're actually kind of heavy, 3/8, but I wanted it thick so I could tap it and then put this nice stainless steel perforated material behind it. Now, because I don't really race anything, when I build stuff, I tend to make stuff like overkill. I'd rather do overkill than not enough. So that's why I use some pretty heavy metal sometimes. And speaking of heavy metal, my next step, because I want to hinge this hood from the front, I had to figure out a way to reinforce the bottom of the hood. So I started by putting a piece of 1-inch square tubing in the front. And you can see that down there. Okay, and then I welded a piece of angle to it. Now my hinges are actually spherical rod ends, and this gives me a lot of adjustment. As you can see, I can adjust the hood forward, and I can adjust the hood up and down. So, and I can also adjust the hood at an angle if I needed to, like pull one side back further than the other. Now my bracket there, it's a little clunky looking, but I think I can clean that up. Now that I have the burn table, I can add some pretty gussets in that makes that look nice. But one of the things I like to think about when I build a car is, you know, having a lot of adjustability and having things where they come apart pretty easy. Now, just putting the 1-inch square tubing across the front wasn't enough. So I added some 3/4 round tubing. You can see that I'm kind of pointing over there. And so then I went around the edge of the hood with 3/4 round to help stiffen that up. And you can see here in the center, I also put some 3/4 round and came up here to this piece that goes across, again, 3/4 round. Now, I put a piece of 1-inch flat stock behind the, where that emblem bolts on. So that helps spread out that load even more onto that skin. Now, underneath, you'll see I have a series of pieces of 3/4 round. And I ended up, you really can't tell with the hood down or with the hood up, but the hood has a little bit of a radius, a crown to it. And I needed to be able to hold that crown, so that's why I added those pieces of 3/4 round going across there. Now I also added my parts for, good grief, now I'm gonna start like having a hard time thinking. Hate that when that happens. My 1/4 turn fasteners. So I will have a panel that goes on underneath here with quarter turn fasteners. And basically what that's going to do is just keep water from running through the louvers and getting on the engine. Because for those of you guys who know, like if you have hot rods with hoovered lids or whatever, that it's hard to keep your engine clean. So that's what the plan is there. And I have not made that panel. So now I need to talk to you about what I did on the back of the hood. So one of the things about a 57 Chevy is the at the bottom of the windshield, the cowl comes forward about this far. So with me putting this 57 Chevy body over a 93 Corvette chassis, I had to kind of go across the firewall and figure out a way to marry, for lack of better terms, metal to the fiberglass cowl. And so I made like a bulkhead bracket and then just started building off that. And instead of having a windshield that was cut down, I just, since I had to cut across the firewall anyway, I just dropped the stock glass down. And as you can see over there from that fender, the bottom edge of the windshield is now underneath the fender. And so what that does is it gives me, let me back up here. It gives the appearance of having a 3-inch chop, but I'm still able to use the stock glass. Okay, now I'll go back to where all this was going in the first place. I'm kind of long-winded sometimes. I had to lengthen this hood, and so forgive me, I probably did the hood in 2015, and I had to add on a piece on this hood about, I think it was 4 3/4 inches right here. So that entailed, first adding on this section here, and I like having a nice lip on my stuff. And so I have a JD Square roller, and I can roll square tubing, I can roll round tubing, I can roll flat stock on edge. So I use that tool to make that lip. And then I boxed in these corners here, and I'm actually using the factory latches for the 93 Corvette hood. And then I just made this little bracket right here, or a lever that attaches to a latch, and then it's nothing fancy, but all I have to do is just pop that on each side, and then the hood is ready to open. So, and as you can see on the other side, I have some hood supports, or I guess you'd call them the gas supports. And let me walk around here. So I set that up for using the gas struts off the Corvette hatch. Now, I have a piece of conduit right now propping up that hood because these gas supports are wore out. They won't hold that hood up. But when I do get ready to order new ones, all I have to do is order them for direct fit for a C4 Corvette hatch, and voila, if that's a word, voila, and then it's going to hold up my hood. And actually, at one time, even with these wore out ones, it held up the hood on warm days. So I know the geometry's right, and I know it's going to be plenty good to plenty strong enough to hold it up when I get fresh ones put on there. Now, aside from that, as you can see, I have a lot of louvers in there. We have a louver press over there. That was something my late husband loved, louvers. He said every hot rod or custom car needs at least some louvers. So I lost track. I don't know what we have on the hood, but actually it louvered out very nice. So I think that's about where I'm gonna stop this video. Looks like I'm approaching 10 minutes. It's a lot longer than 2 minutes. I don't know how I'm gonna make reels. But anyway, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more great content. Have a great day.